There's a video. It is of a UFO deflecting a missile. I want to discuss how that would be possible. If we have a rotating, let's start with the Zeldovich experiment. They took a cylinder, an aluminum cylinder, and they spun it in a circle with a DC motor, and then they used a three-phase AC motor to reflect waves off the rotating mass. And they got 120% of the energy that they were shooting at it back. If we take in consideration that Zeldovich effect amplifies the magnetic fields and all this stuff, we can create a gigantic magnet that is 120% stronger than the original device, depending on how fast we spin it. And now if we take the simple DC motor off and we turn it into have the three-phase AC axial flux motor, which means the device turns the cylinder this way from this direction, and then we have this device turning it this way. So we have a multi-dimensional magnetic rotating field. And all of that magnetism is being amplified. There's also a video that you can look up on here that is, can a magnet stop a bullet? Because bullets are basically they're conductive and they will slow down in the presence of a magnet. Like if you drop a magnet on aluminum, it will slowly, before it won't slam, it'll stop. And if we take that and realize that we can amplify these magnetic fields, that missile is just like a bullet. And it's just like a magnet. Because the rotating magnet is going to, that's why it deflects it. It pushes that out the way. It's like kung fu. Wow. Which is kind of funny because I really believe that that's all it is. Because that would be the simplest method that we have the technology to reproduce. No one's doing these experiments. But I mean, who wants to create a motor to shoot bullets at it? I mean, that'd be destructive unless you're the government and you can afford billions of dollars for no reason. And I mean, they're releasing a lot of top secret technology that points to a lot of stuff that we're claiming is alien and stuff. And like you can Google 6G, which is the terahertz frequencies, which are the same frequencies that your cells in your body vibrate at. So they've developed frequencies that's why, okay, that ghost murmur device, they found dude's heartbeat 40 miles away. That is 6G technology. The real trick is how the fuck did they get it to do 40 miles away? Because you can Google, because that's why it's weird that it's top secret, because you can Google these terahertz frequencies, heart monitors, terahertz frequencies, healthcare, terahertz frequencies in cancer, and they're killing cancer with it. They're retuning the body with it. Healing is faster, all kinds of stuff. And there's a bunch of papers on this stuff. But the more important part is the rotating magnetic field is going to push the missile out of the way. That's what it does. You have the ionic wind as well. I mean, like I said, it's a gigantic Tesla coil. It's what it should be. I mean, and if it's a gigantic Tesla coil, the cylinder, and you have the DC current, that's how these ionic lifters work. The DC wind is going to come out the top of the coil and flow back down to the rotating cylinder, which means there's a rotating ionic wind, which means there's a vortex of ionic wind, which is going to amplify the lifting power as well. So it's not just the magnetism reflecting off the earth. That is just what amplifies the whole system in itself. We also have the rotating ionic wind field, which is basically, it's like a propeller. It's how it should work. At least that's what science says. This is all theory because, we're not smart enough to make a UFO. which I think is complete bullshit too. But in searching for a way that this is physically possible for a modern human to create a device that would deflect a UFO or deflect a missile using a rotating magnetic field and rotating ionic wind, it would push the missile right out the way, and it would deflect it, and it wouldn't go off because it's not really touching it. Which is very kung fu-y, which is fucking funny. Because kung fu is all about going with the flow and shit. So, and I think that's what they're doing, is they're tapping into, because these high frequencies, if they tap into and just project, like if I have the RF signal and the radio song, we project that on the high frequency, so we can't hear the high frequency, we just hear the song. It's the same concept. We have these 6G frequencies coming out the device, or higher. And they're rotating, and then we project the signal of the earth, which is 5.6 or something like that hertz. So we basically tune the device to the earth itself, which should help with the Zeldovich effect, because if you have the rotating magnetic field reflecting off the earth, if it's tuned to the earth, it's going to reflect the earth back into the device because the earth's rotating. And there's papers on where they're tapping into this too. Like, they basically plugged a bar into the fucking ground at a specific degree. It's like, I don't even know what the degree is actually. I just know that there are papers where they picked up like 0.00075 millivolts off of an iron bar that they plugged into the ground. Now, if you think, or if you look into reflective magnification and Zeldovich effect, if we can get that, and that means we're tapping into the rotational power of the earth, which means that's actually physically possible. So it should be possible to take this rotating magnetic field, throw it at the earth, and if it's at the right frequency, bounce that frequency right back off, and then you amplify the wave that you shot at the earth because it's rotating. Which should create lift, it should create all this stuff, so we have a levitating weightless object and ionic wind to push us wherever we want to go. So, I mean, and all it would really take is going from hovering to flipping a switch to release all that energy you just received to shoot you as fast as you want to go because you're weightless. So, and I mean, these devices could be AI driven. We could also, logically, if the ionic wind is pushing down on the device, that would mean that it's creating a downward push on you, the operator of the vehicle, as well. It's just like charging you up like a capacitor, and you become the negative, and that means you're stuck to the negative of the device. Is that how gravity works? I don't know, but I know that it would make you stick to the ship and you wouldn't feel the G-force of these magic turns that they make. But it could be AI driven. It could be all remote control too. Who knows? But is it possible to create these devices? Is more the question. How would it work? And I think that a simple rotating magnetic field is being amplified by the Zeldovich effect would deflect the missile. And not only that, you have all the other complicated parts. Well, I hope that wasn't as confusing as I think it was. You guys have a wonderful day.